Hello everybody, welcome to
Come Get Movie Show.
And today it will be Memorial Day, hopefully by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
So, but today's actually Saturday. But happy Memorial Day, everybody, to all us Americans out there. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to all you veterans and all you veterans' families and such and so on and so forth. Today, we're going to do something a little bit special. We haven't had a top 5 all together in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
So we figured top 5, and since we love comic books and superheroes, top 5 comic book characters that are also vets in their own world. So Sean, you got the most American character for you. You go first because you got the.
Well, it's obvious what you have to. If you're gonna do a list of superhero characters who are veterans, who are former Marines and former soldiers, you gotta start off with Captain America.
Captain
obviously,
fucking America, United States
he's
Army.
He's a war hero. That section of Smithsonian dedicated to him. The creator of the Howling Commandos.
Yeah.
He's been the secretary. He's been the Secretary of State and
president at one point.
And an alternate universe, he was the president. But in our reality, in like the regular one, he's been the Secretary of State. He's done a lot. He's been the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's really done a lot for America and and whatnot. And he's been an ambassador for America. He's been a representative of America.
America's golden boy.
He was the during World War II is the most read comic book between soldiers. And in my personal opinion, he has the best comic book, the first comic book ever, which is him clocking Adolf Hitler right in the freaking face. I don't get any awesomer than that. Like, what's your first issue? I punched Adolf Hitler in his fucking jaw.
Boom. And that was controversial back then.
So number 1, Captain America.
I'm going to go with one that a lot of people probably wouldn't know. Actually, to be honest, with DC, you never really know. So I'm just going to go on a limb. Mostly, except for maybe one. But my first one, John Stewart. John Stewart was a United States Marine Corps veteran. Before he became a Lantern, he served, I think, the original continuity. I think he served in Nam. Later on, it was updated with the times, so he moved on with the times. But he was also a veteran, a very decorated veteran, pretty badass dude too. And he also, for the Green Lantern Corps, he's an asset. He knows how to fight, and he knows about tactics and morals and all that shit. So when he became a Lantern, when Hal picked him to be the next to be his replacement Lantern. It was an obvious choice because he already had a list of more. That's another thing. John Stewart's a pretty moral dude, but granted, he will make some hard choices.
Yeah, he's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, he's pretty hardcore sometimes. Sometimes a little hardcore, and also he banged hot girl, banged a chick with wings. So you gotta give him that credit.
He's got a kink.
He's got a kink. But that's it. That's my number 1 is John Stewart, former United States Marine Corps.
Number 2, former United States Marine Corps as well. I think some versions he was a Green Beret, some versions he was other things.
It depends on the time. It depends on the time. That's the one thing. We'll also say it depends on the time.
He's one of the most in the Marvel continuity. He is one of those decorated soldiers. Military men of all time. That is Frank Castle, the Punisher.
The Punisher.
Yes, Frank Castle, before he became the Punisher, as many people know, was a hell of a Marine. I'm talking about this guy was the best of the best.
Yep. Badass.
They just sent him in.
Bad motherfucker.
And I think even the Punisher show did a great job showing how badass
he really was.
When his people were pinned down. I don't know if you guys saw that episode. If you saw the bunch of people was pinned down, he just one-man army just to get his people out of there. Yeah. Frank Castle's a bad motherfucker. He served the Marines. I believe he was a Navy. Some versions he was a Navy SEAL. He's been a part of multiple special units. He's been a part of multiple black operations. He's done things that people don't even know about for the United States government. In the original version, he was in Vietnam. Yep. I believe he was in Vietnam.
Yeah,
they upgraded
the older version. Yeah, they upgraded to the Gulf War.
Afghanistan. Yeah, they updated into Afghanistan and whatnot. So yeah, Frank Castle, even to this day, I'd probably say nobody has more of an impact on our modern day military.
Because that's a lot of things. Marines, Army, and Air Force, Navy SEAL, they'll put the Punisher's skull on their uniforms. Like they'll put on their tanks. Like they'll ping. The Punisher is very well regarded amongst soldiers in the United States military.
Yeah, the Punisher, he's pretty much one of the, and I would say he's the only one superhero that I remember whose tactics and abilities stem directly out of the Marines and the military. Most of them use stuff, but his is directly correlation with the military and Marines.
Yeah, and that's what makes the show so awesome to see. All that stuff. And all right, so my number 2, I'm going with another Green Lantern because
I bet you are.
Well,
I thought Hal just flew planes.
Well, that's the thing. In the earlier version, he was an Air Force veteran, and so I got to put Hal in here because Hal is he is my favorite comic character of all. You know me. If you've been around long enough, I'm the Green Lantern.
Yeah. He loved that movie, by the way.
I did not! Shut up! Don't say it. You like Sucker Punch.
Shit. What?
I'll put that out there. I'll make it reality. I will ruin your career. I'm just what?
Do I have an irregular heartbeat?
But basically, I gotta say Hal, because Hal is like, he's like, he's supposed to be the funny one. He's the like he is the guy that literally like is like he flies plane. I mean, he used to fly planes before he became a Lantern, and he was literally like the laugh in the face of danger kind of dude. He would do flying missions that were so out of the fucking ordinary, out of the fucking blue, and like he was just like didn't give a shit. He was like, hey, it's my job. I'm doing it. Don't give a fuck. If I come back, great. If I don't, oh well. And that was kind of his whole mindset. And that's kind of why he treats life a little funny, was because like there should be times I should have died and I didn't. So that's the kind of guy he is, though. It's like he's that type of dude. He's he's the ace. That's why a lot of people call him Ace, especially Superman calls him the Ace. But you're number 2,
Number 3.
Oh, 3. My bad.
Number 3.
Going back for it that way.
My number 3 would have to be Wolverine.
Whoa. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Wolverine is a real veteran.
He is the real deal. He's
Civil War, World War I, World War II, and Nam.
He's fought in it all. Nam, Tropic Star. He's done blackout missions. He's worked for the CIA. He's worked for Shield. He has done everything for the United States government.
Yeah, he does a lot of shit.
Like he's done so much, and like I said, Wolverine is the definition of a veteran. It doesn't really get any more patriotic than him. Like I said, he was born in America. He was born during the Revolutionary War, around that time. And like I said, I
don't think he fought in the Revolution.
He was too young. He was born.
He was too young for that. But Civil War, he was.
Yeah, he fought in the Civil War. He fought in the He fought in
World War I, II, and then Nam.
And Nam. He's fought in just about every major conflict since Civil War. He's been involved in on America's behalf, and he's helped win.
And in the comics, he was part of the Howling Commandos.
And he's part of Howling Commandos as well. So yeah, Wolverine is it doesn't really get any more veteran than him. He's literally been in multiple wars. He's fought in multiple wars. He's helped turn the tide of wars. He's best friends with the number one. He's not best friends, but he was really good friends with other characters on this list.
What the funny thing is that he's the only comic book character whose branch of service remains consistent. United States Army.
Yeah, he was part of the Army.
He was part of the Army. And it stays consistent, most of it. I think maybe unless the Black Ops shit.
He does some Black Ops shit.
But like I said, he stays consistent, because I think I said with Frank, it kind of like he was back in the Army way back in the day, and then he went on the Marines in the modern times. So it's like, but no, his stays consistent.
So Wolverine is my number 3.
All right, I'm going to change my number 3 because I actually gave it some thought. And this one is actually, even though I'm going to say what I did have. This is what I did have. I had Captain Atom. And but I thought about it. I'm actually going to go with Sparrowhawk. If you don't know who Sparrowhawk is, they actually brought him in the Justice League show. Sparrowhawk was, or Black Sparrow, or it goes by a few other names, but was a fighter ace squadron in World War II. They were like they were the mega aces. Like, these guys were the baddest of the bad of pilots. These guys were like, they make the Germans shit themselves. Like, that's how badass they were. And I think Sparrowhawk ends up being, like, he's like one of those, kind of like Jonah Hex. He's like a past hero. He's like one of those people. He's like, in the past, he was a hero of his own day. And he's a bad motherfucker, dude. Like, the dude's literally on his fuselage is painted as, like, a black sparrow in a red circle. And his whole plane is, like, navy blue. So it's like, it looks bad ass. And he's done so many. There's not a lot of comics with him, so I'm not saying he's like a really well-known character. There's not a lot of issues with him, so I gotta say that there's not a lot of comic issues that have him in it. But for what I did read about him, and he goes way back to like a long time ago in DC, so he's definitely back there. I'd love to see him make a return one day. So like that's Sparrowhawk, my number 3. United States Air Force, or Army Air Corps.
My number 4, and speaking of characters who evolved depending on what you're treating, is Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, yeah.
Nick Fury is evolved over the years. First of all, he's a part of Howling Commando, so he was in the Army. The original Nick Fury was in the Army. He went on to become, really a high-ranking officer in the U.S. government before he became one of the high-ranking officers
in SHIELD.
He also was in the Cold War.
So he's probably
a spy in the Cold War.
He's
a spy in the Cold War. But really, his military record is what gained him the ability. His military record is the only reason he even got the serum in him in the first place. That because I know this is gonna be strange. Some people just watch the movies, but Nick Fury in the comic books is really as old as Captain America.
He's old. He
took this serum called the Infinity Serum. It's the Infinity Serum, which it stopped his aging. It stopped his aging, and it stopped, him from ailment. So that's why he still looks the same, but he's actually
I think
really
he still
old.
die, right? I mean, you could kill him,
You
right?
can still kill him. It just stopped his aging. It stopped his aging and stopped his ability to
I think of Savage.
Yeah, it just
from DC.
yeah,
I think of the same thing.
It just stopped his cells from human cells over time deteriorate and you start dying. It just stopped it from doing that. So now he just looks the same. He looks the same as he always has. But yeah, Nick Fury is a decorated veteran. He fought beside Captain America and Wolverine. He's done a lot of the work. He's done a lot of work in the Cold War for America, collecting information on Russia, and he's done a lot of work as a spy and as the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's done a lot of work as well. So Nick Fury would have to be my number 4.
All right, my number 4 is the DC version of Nick. Well, kinda. But
I am so surprised you didn't go with someone. I'm gonna wait for you to finish to see if you actually bring this character up, because it's shocking me you're not.
Probably not. I'm just forgetting. My number 4 is Rick Flag. Now, Rick Flag, he's not quite the DC like Fury. That's more of a Wallace, Amanda Wallace.
Waller.
I'll say Wallace. Sorry, slip of the tongue.
Apparently, I know things better, and I know DC better than Seth does.
But so like Amanda Waller, that's the DC version of Nick Fury. Flag, however, is a lot like Thunderbolt Ross, and in terms of like he always gets involved. He hates the Justice League. He's like, man, like we should be on our own. Like he's very anti-hero. He's like very anti-hero, but he's a decorated officer in the United States. I think it was Army at one point, and then they moved on to Air Force later, and I think he's been Air Force ever since. But he's been a decorated officer in the United States military for so many years, and he's just been a thorn in the Justice League side for so long. Batman has to regularly threaten him with his ninja visits just to get him to like stop doing certain shit. Literally, like he doesn't give a fuck. He hates the heroes. He hates what they stand for, and like he's very hard line. This is how we do it. And like I said, the only time he ever stops is when Batman shows up, because he's scared shitless of Batman. Because you know what? As you said, the worst thing about a war is sometimes you don't know who's coming, and I hate to see him coming. And so. That's another thing too. That's how badass Batman is. Even Flag is scared. Flag. Well, there was a cool scene once upon a time. I can't remember how long ago it was, but there was a scene where Flag was staring Superman in the face, and was like, "I am not scared of you." Batman, however, no, kind of scared of Batman.
Don't blame him.
So anyway, like I said, he stared at Superman's like, "Nah, you don't scare me, punk. You don't scare me in the slightest." It's Batman ever now. So anyway, that's my number 4 is Rick Flag.
My number 4 would have to be, I've been debating this, because because Marvel, generally speaking, has more military characters.
Yeah.
Like, more characters
and they do.
military.
Yeah, they do.
So, like, the list on the Marvel side is, like, really dense.
Long.
Like, I had to, like, really
dig.
Battle myself. Like, not dig, it's just I had to really battle myself of what I wanted to put in this 5th spot, because there's so many characters. But I decided to go with Bucky Barnes, a.k.a. the Winter Soldier, for the fact that he not only fought in World War II, but he also fought for Russia in the Cold War. He was a big-time implementary part in Russia. Maybe not willingly, but he still fought for Russia in Cold War.
But he was a United States Highland Commando at one
also
point,
a Highland Commando.
But he was brainwashed into serving the Russians.
But he did. He fought in World War II. He earned many accolades in that, and he also fought for the Russians. Not just in World War, the Cold War, like throughout after that, like he fought for Russia.
Like he was in Nam, and a few other places.
Some people because Marvel kind of rewrote it to be Hydra, but the original was Russia found him and did that to him.
Yeah,
it was Russia. Like they kind of rewrote it to be like it's Hydra,
but it was in Russia.
Yeah, it was Hydra
in Russia.
Yeah, it was Hydra in Russia, but really it was just Russia.
Yeah, at one point.
It was just Russia, and that's why he has the star on his arm, because he was, and he was
Soviet
Union. There are comics of him talking to leaders in Russia, and being the right hand of whoever's running Russia at the time.
Probably
whoever running Russia at the time, being able to just call upon him to go take care of stuff for Russia. Yep. So for the fact that matter is he fought for 2 different countries honorably, and then eventually he joined S.H.I.E.L.D. once he got the brainwashing out and became a member of the Avengers, eventually even replacing Captain America
as
Captain America. I would say it's a top. I would say I almost put Sam Wilson here. Sam Wilson is also a veteran, Air Force veteran. He's he's a soldier. He's a soldier. He was a soldier. And then he got in that program with the wings. But Sam Wilson is a veteran as well, which makes sense that the two. I love that the 2 Captain Americas are also veterans of war. So it makes a perfect sense. Deadpool was also a veteran. He could have easily made this. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, Fire, she
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross. I could have. There's a lot of this list that I could have.
AKA the Red Hulk.
I could have went with God damn it, Nuke. Who's the guy with the American flag tattooed across his face?
Oh, yeah, I know him. I've seen pictures of him.
He's also former military. Jonah Jameson is former military. Agent Venom is former military. There's a lot of former military that I could have gone with. Dum Dum Dugan. The list just, in Marvel, it just keeps on going. Okay, what's your number 5? And if it's not the character I think it is, then I'm going to punch you. What's your number 5?
Oh, shit, I kind of forgot now. What did you have?
No, come on, spit it out.
God, what was my number
You got
5?
a wrong answer here.
What was my number 5? I actually am forgetting. I actually don't remember.
You know what? I'll give you a number 5. Deathstroke.
Oh, yeah. Well, he didn't serve in the United States. He served in Australia.
He served here, dumbass. Remember, he went over there, he fought for us, and then he got the serum.
Wait, which Deathstroke are we talking about?
Deathstroke! The original Deathstroke!
The original Deathstroke?
He's a moron. I know DC better than he does.
Yeah, he actually does.
He doesn't know anything. It's okay. What's your number 5?
Deathstroke.
Why do I do these top 5s with you? This is why I make videos alone from now on.
I actually did forget. I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, we're here!
But anyway, I will give one veteran. You know what? Fuck it. I'll put my number. What was to be my number 3? I'll put Captain Atom.
Okay.
Because I think I fucked myself over when I was thinking about my number 3 and I switched it over, so I screwed myself. And but I'll put Captain Atom. Former Air Force captain. He was a captain. He was a captain of the United States Air Force, but then the accident happened that caused him to be literally living energy in a suit. So, and that was the military's fault, by the way, that did that. It was actually, if you know who watched over the project?
Amanda Waller?
Nope. Rick Flag.
Rick Flag, okay.
Rick Flag. And and he created Captain Atom to be like a superhero contingent, but didn't obviously work because he ended up joining the Justice League later on. But, so anyway, yeah, so that's my number 5 is Captain Atom.
Well, I already gave mine. So, let's end it.
Anyway, guys, so happy Memorial Day to all of you Americans out there. So I'm sorry, other people outside the country, it's our holiday. I'm sorry. Celebrate your own. I'm sure you have your own Memorial Days in other parts of the calendar.
Just end it already. You're hurting my ears.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us on
Comic Gamer Movie Show.
And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of us in the future. And we shall see you.
I shall see you on the next one.
Goodbye.